pressure on the Ravens to just win out, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the Steelers are going to win out the rest of their games, but we don't want to find ourselves in a scenario where we lost too many games before we even play them, and they just win a division. So very important that they win this Patriots game. And again, like, I'm not even nervous about it. The Ravens put themselves in this hole, and they can dig themselves out by just winning.
All right.
So, that being said, let's give good morning to the chat before I'm ready to get into these news. Thank you. Good morning. Just Aloes here. It says, good morning, LBHT crew. The Ravens need to win their last 3 or no playoffs. Hey, and it still depends on what the Steelers do. The Steelers are, they're susceptible to those ugly losses as well. But we have to have that mentality of we have to win these games.
Mm-hmm.
Garrison, good morning. Good morning to you. Salute. Alfonso Richardson in the house says, just got paid to be broke again. Morning, fellas. I know that struggle. Hey, look who's here. It's Ferris.
Hey.
He said then he started throwing up gang signs. Who started throwing up gang signs?
He's talking about Tua.
So
disrespectful.
Man. Disrespectful. I be saying good morning. Good morning. Salute. Chi-Town, good morning. Go Man in the house says we put the Bengals in the shadow realm. Facts. They ready to quit on the season. They done. Bucko Beasy, good morning. Says 25 Ravens equal 07 Giants. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Kwame, good morning. Salute. Good morning. Grail's only in the house. Good morning. Let's see. Daryl Bradley says morning from overnight driving in the cold at Wisconsin. Wow. Hey, be safe out there. And good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Melanated one. Good morning. You got Boy Wonder in the house. Says we better hear the critics come for Burrow now. They won't. We already know. All right. I mean, he pretty much before the game sounded like he was ready to retire. He giving you the Andrew Luck vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They go out there and get blown out. The first time he's ever been shut out in his career. And that was a headline for like 2 seconds when they're showing the highlights. Nobody's gonna talk about Burrow. All right. This is why I keep telling y'all, man, when they say the league is rigged for certain players, those players don't move the needle like that.
Thanks.
They can talk about those players, but y'all don't watch when they talk about those players. Because of Dave, good morning, says, should have known those Floridians were going to freeze up. Good morning, buddy. Good morning, man.
What's up?
All right, man. Ferris is here. You're late, but it's all good. Oh, let me fix this. How do I fix this here? Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. This is why we need Adelia here. There we go.
I believe in you.
I got it. There. I had to go through a few, but we figured it out. Good morning. All right. First order of business. Something we already knew. MDT Sports. Good morning. Teddye Buchanan confirmed to be out for the season, having a torn ACL. Man, these ACLs, man, that weather dropped below 30 degrees, and these ACLs around the league went pop. All right.
The weasel go pop.
So that was that three yesterday?
Yeah.
Him, Patrick, Micah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
You might be forgetting somebody, to be honest.
Probably.
Good morning, Michael Smith. Good morning.
What's up?
But that's a tough loss. Our second leading tackler. So now, what's his name gets another shot at it.
Trenton
Simpson. So, Simone Sky. Good morning. Point. Good morning. So we kind of expected that. He went down a no contact injury. So it's unfortunate, and it's next man up. It really is. And Trenton Simpson was somebody that was supposed to. He was somebody that was supposed to take over that spot for Patrick Queen, and he has athleticism. He just didn't have it. He didn't have it up here yet. He wasn't ready. So hopefully now that he got to kind of sit a little bit, it's starting to click for him because we're gonna need that.
It's a big hope. We thought the same thing last year when he started off the season and he just didn't make it. They had to bench him. Hopefully he can turn it around, because if not, we don't have really anybody on the bench that can take over. Even though they say that EDC builds this team for depth, I don't see it.
No. All right. John Harbaugh's injury updates. Ronnie Stanley, quote, he's sore like a lot of guys. He's another guy that we'll be looking at during the course of the week to see where he's at. Translation, yeah, he hurt, dog. He's hurt. He went limping off in the fourth quarter, and yeah, man, we in a bad way. And Chidobia Rouzier says we'll know more as the week goes on. He also hurt.
Yeah.
I hate that they let John Harbaugh get away with these quotes and these answers for injuries. Both of them are hurt. They're trying to see if they healthy enough to go out there and play, but they playing hurt. They're playing injured. All right, that's what he wants to say. He wants to say we need Rodney Stanley to go because you see how this O-line is.
All right.
You see what they do out there. We need. I'd rather Ronnie Stanley on one foot than they're bringing him back up. Although Carson Vincent, I mean, he's too young for us to say, hey, throw him out there and we'll be fine. I could understand that reservation to throw Carson Vincent out there in a full-time capacity, but he should be getting some rotation. If Ryan Stanley sore, he's not 100%. Carson Vincent should be worked into that rotation, but they haven't done a good enough job coaching these guys up. Good morning, Coach. Good morning.
So, well, unfortunately, Noteboom is the backup left tackle, and he's been a healthy scratch a couple times.
He's terrible.
In fact.
Yeah. So that's the injury update. But again, at this point, it is what it is. We set the team up the way we set it up. They have to go out there and beat the Patriots. We'll see. What are your feelings on this game coming up on Saturday, not Sunday?
It's going to be a tough game. Like I said yesterday, being that the Patriots lost the chance to clinch the division against the Bills, they have to stay a game up on them. Because if they give the Bills a shot, the Bills can actually take over and win the AFC East crown. I don't know if this team is for real or not. I know that Coach Vrabel will run circles around John Harbaugh, and they got some skill players that can get it done. Defensively, they kind of let go in the second half of the Bills game. I don't know if they can keep it up for a full game versus us, but our offense has had enough struggles as is. So it's going to be an interesting game because let's not forget, if we look ahead, we have the Green Bay Packers next week. So if they're thinking about the Green Bay Packers and what possibly could be, this might be a loss. Like there could be a possibility the Ravens could go 1-2 in these last 3 games. Hopefully they go 3-0, but the way that this team's been up and down, you just never know.
Coach said I thought the game was Sunday night.
Oh, it might be Sunday night.
Okay, we were saying okay. At first I said Sunday, then yesterday we were saying Saturday.
Sunday night football, December 22nd.
Then the Packers game is the one that's Saturday night.
Okay, yep, I'm looking at it right now. Saturday night is Packers Bears.
Yeah.
Sunday night it's Ravens Patriots. Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. What are your thoughts, Ferris?
I don't trust this team at all. So I expected them to beat the Steelers a couple weeks ago. Then the Steelers slapped them around. That was just mismanagement. When they lose games, it's clearly they lost because their coach doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And he's clear. It's like it's not like the Steelers a couple weeks ago where they have better players than you. They don't. Their quarterback's 100 years old. They have 3 running backs having 3 running backs means you have no running backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have 3 running backs that don't move the needle. Their defense is old, but got good, you got some good momentum. But is it really momentum when you're beating a division opponent? And division opponents, those games are kind of, in this division is kind of like a toss-up, right? Because Steelers may lose to Cleveland in 2 weeks, and you're like, oh, what happened to them? It's just divisional. Like, this division cares about divisional matchups. It's not like my division where it's guaranteed we're going to lose to the Eagles and Dallas, like, regardless. These divisional matchups in the NFC North, anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Last year, Cleveland beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore when we didn't expect them to with Jameis Winston, and then in the snow game we all talked about. So I don't know. Patriots had a little blip, but the Patriots are a really good team, and it's going to be a tough game. And I think the Patriots win.
All right. I mean, I'm not a gambler. I didn't look at the betting odds, but I'm pretty sure they're favored to win, as they should. They've played consistently well, even against. I mean, look, they've had some. They've had a weaker schedule, right? But they took care of business against that weaker schedule. The Ravens just flat look bad. They look bad. I'm trying to look at the playoff scenarios for the Ravens. I believe if they win out, they're in. I believe that's the situation.
With the Ravens?
Yeah. They just have to win. If they win all 4 of their games,
Patriots lost by 4. What are you talking about? 12. Patriots didn't lose by 12. They lost by 4.
He's saying the Patriots are going to lose by 12 first.
Oh,
yeah. They're favored by 2. Okay, thank you.
Oh, they're going to lose by 12. All right, sure, buddy. All right. Lose by 12. All right.
Hey, you know, who knows? Like it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
You know, I don't think the Patriots are a particularly like dominant team. You know, they play well. I think if we make it a sloppy game for them, especially with the young quarterback, even though he's playing great.
I think 12 is a big margin, man.
I think it is too.
It's a pretty big margin. If they lose by 12, it would shock me because you guys blew out the Cincinnati Bengals because the Cincinnati Bengals are an incomplete team. They have no defense.
But you wouldn't. Nobody picked the Ravens to blank the Bengals, right? Nobody would.
They blanked you on Thanksgiving.
No, they didn't blank us.
It felt like a blanking.
Listen,
the way you guys were talking about on Thanksgiving.
My point is,
it felt like y'all got blanked.
My point is, nobody picked us or nobody was expecting us to beat them. Was it 24-0? Nobody was expecting that. But when it happened, you weren't shocked either. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and I think the same with the Patriots. The Patriots aren't some team that's just plowing through people. If we end up beating them by 12, whether they're favored to win or not, that's not going to shock you. You know, you just say, okay, they went up against a real team, and that's what happened.
But I think the inconsistency is what's key here, right?
Yep.
Like we said, right? Ravens on Thanksgiving, 32-14. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like how it's keep that energy. You got a Giants hat on, like, because I'm a fan of a bad team. I don't know football. I know what a bad team looks like. So you should really trust me. You should really trust me.
Really first?
About what a bad team is.
Really first? Right? We should trust you.
Yeah, I know what a bad team is. Okay.
You know what bad teams are.
No, I know. Well, yes, I know what a bad team is. A lot. But Ravens are not a bad team. They're just an inconsistent team. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving, no one was expecting to lose 32-14. You know what I mean? But it happened. Yeah. So you don't know what Ravens is going to show up. You don't know. I feel like
we got a 10-4 hat comment here from my man Adrian. Press start 410. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel.
What's up, Adrian?
It says NFL is setting up for a winner takes all week 18 games for us and Steelers. Y'all don't believe this stuff is rigged, but it is. All right. I mean, if y'all like watching rigged sports, then it is what it is. The NFL ain't setting it up. Your Baltimore Ravens set it up. Okay. If you're a Steelers fan, your Steelers set it up that way. The Ravens could have easily had this division locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They put themselves in this position, not the league. Now, what the league did do is put these division games towards the end of the season, so these teams aren't just benching everybody, because
you need to win these divisional matchups.
Division matchups mean something. Even if you're in the playoffs, they mean something, right? Towards the end of the season. So that's why they do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're usually meaningful games, usually.
Mm.
But
not with the New York Giants. Nothing's meaningful about them.
Who are they playing at the end of the year?
We got Washington. No, Dallas. We got Dallas.
It's going to be something for Dallas. Dallas is still trying to get in, so it's still a meaningful game. That's why they set it up.
Yeah, man. If we end Dallas' season, that'd be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll laugh my ass off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd really laugh.
Yeah.
But
All right, got some other news. We're gonna move fast here. We're gonna move fast.
I also think the defense of the Patriots and your offensive line, and you have an injured Ronnie Stanley. I think Lamar's gonna be running for his life. I mean,
he does that anyway versus all teams.
Exactly. Well, that's a good point.
Couple things here. One, did I get the wrong thing? Why does this thing do that? Hold on. There we go. All right. Steve Wilks, defensive coordinator for the Jets, was fired. Glenn made an announcement at his news conference a day after another frustrating performance. What are you guys' thoughts on Steve Wilks? He has kind of bounced around the league a little bit. I think he has been a scapegoat way too many times. Yep. Me personally, I think he's an excellent defensive coordinator, and he's been put in some pretty bad situations and been blamed for it. How y'all feel about Steve Wilks?
I feel like he's been getting the shaft. I mean, up in San Francisco, what they did with him against I guess the nail in the coffin was the Minnesota Vikings game when the safety just let Jordan Addison get behind him. That wasn't his fault. Like, he called the right coverage. It's just the safety played it wrong. He got a raw deal in Arizona when he was the head coach for 1 year with Josh Rosen as his quarterback. Even though he said, I don't want Josh Rosen, he wasn't allowed to pick his own staff. Like, he's just been put in bad situations. Then you get him in a situation with the New York Jets where you trade away your best cornerback and your best defensive player.
Yep.
And then you expect him to progress and keep this team afloat. Like, they don't have a lot of talent over there, and they haven't been winners for a very long time. So, it's kind of like a John Harbaugh situation where you have to fire somebody to keep your job safe for a little while longer.
Yeah, man, that's what happened in San Francisco, right? People forgetting that Super Bowl. You got fired after that Super Bowl. People don't know the game changed when Drake Greenlaw blew out his Achilles, like running onto the field, because the game plan was you on Travis one-on-one for the entire game. And for the first half, Travis Kelce was bupkis. He did nothing. And then when they had to bring in Ornell Burks they cooked Ornell Burks. Ornell Burks gave up 7 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown. That's not a coaching issue. That's a personnel issue. And they still had a chance to win at the end of the game. The game was still in overtime. So, how about your offense score more than 20 points, Mr. Kyle Shanahan, offensive guru? But you couldn't. So you had to blame somebody. So they blame him they keep hiring him and then screwing him over and saying it's your fault. You know what I mean? Carolina messed up by firing him and then bringing in Frank Reich. They messed that up. And then I think they brought in
they fired Frank Reich.
They fired Frank Reich. Then they brought in Matt Rule. They messed that up. They finally fixed it with Dave Canales. You know what I mean? Rodney even said the players played for him. You know what I mean? But here's the thing with this, right? With black coaches, right? Hugh Jackson had an okay year in Oakland. He was 8-8, actually Oakland's best year in a couple of years. They fired him. Mm-hmm. Instead of getting an offensive coordinator job like most head coaches with offensive backgrounds do, he was sent to be a cornerbacks coach in Cincinnati. Cornerbacks. That's what they do. But Gary Kubiak fails in Houston, becomes an offensive coordinator, resurrects himself in Denver. Good for him. But he was offered a second chance as an offensive coordinator. It shocks me Steve Wilks got another defensive coordinator position. To be honest with you, it shocked me. I thought they were going to send him to be a linebackers coach. But he got a DC spot, which is, I guess, in a sense, progress. but not progress because you then get rid of two of his best players and say make magic out of whatever the hell this is.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I don't like about this firing. You're trying to tank. You did a fire sale a few weeks ago. Why are you firing him now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting rid of a good defensive coordinator. Unless it's one of those things where like they're telling you, hey, you got to make a couple of changes before we fire you. That's usually what happens, right? And Aaron Glenn is first time head coach. You know, he a black head coach. The leash is a lot shorter, and I feel like this is one of those moves where it's like you gotta be a sacrificial lamb. You ain't do anything wrong, but we gotta let you go. Yeah. All this to say, the Ravens need to pick up the phone, call Steve Wilks, and bring him into the building.
That's the consultant we need.
Here's the thing about Jose. Speaking of the short leash with Aaron Glenn, you get rid of two of his best players on the team. Your best offensive player has been hurt for most of the year. You've been trying to trade Breece Hall for 2 years. You then say, here's Justin Fields, and you're not good. This is my thing, right? You weren't supposed to be good. Why are you mad at Aaron Glenn if the team isn't good? Because you knew you weren't going to be good. Like this was blowing my mind. It's like what happened with Todd Bowles. They weren't good. They knew they weren't good. Todd Bowles knew they weren't good. They knew what's going to happen. But they fired Todd Bowles, bringing Adam Gase, give him Sam Darnold, and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
You know you're going to be bad. Why do you have a short leash on your head coach that you're hiring to tear down this program to the studs and rebuild it?
Yeah. So, I
don't get it.
Ravens call Steve Wilks. We need veteran coaching there. Get him in the building. That's how I feel about it. All right,
and don't let this Cincinnati game fool you. That team quit. They quit in that game. Draymond Jones said that they quit in the first quarter. Like you could tell something was off about them. Now that's not.
He said it was too cold for him. That's crazy.
Not to take anything away from that defensive performance, but let's not get it twisted. We said the same thing after they went on that little win streak. Oh, look, this defense, they've turned it around. Zach Orr, he's finally fitting into this job. And then we start playing some real quarterbacks, and look what happened. Don't get fooled, y'all. Wait till Jordan Love comes in, and let's see what he does. Now, Drake May, he's been up and down. He was the front runner for the MVP at one point, but he's been a little up and down. He's been skittish a little bit lately, but when we start seeing them real quarterbacks, then we'll determine what this defense is going to look like. So bring Steve Wilks and bring anybody in. Same thing happened with Robert Saleh. When he got fired, they brought him back as a consultant. Defense ramped up. We need to start looking at these other teams and seeing the examples being set and do that for ourselves. But our head coach is a little too stubborn.
Yep. All right. One last story, and we getting up out of here.
Well, they want to know who the pick is for MVP.
The pick for MVP?
Yeah.
I'm going Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky's back on his Josh Allen's number one train. I think they paid him a little bit of money. He went on Twitter and was like,
he works for the Bills.
The things that I've seen that Josh Allen, he's the guy for me. He just took over the lead, but Matt Stafford has been killing it.
Right.
Killing it. There is no way he's not the MVP right now.
Right. All right. I'll tell you who's not going to be MVP. This guy right here. Oh,
Steve Wilks?
Oh no! Yeah. There we go. Yeah, StreamYard's been doing some weird things. It's pulling up different slides. Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels. They shutting him down for the year. Hello. You should have done that weeks ago. I don't understand this team and how they handle their quarterbacks. They did the same thing with RG3. RG3's whole trajectory, his whole career went in a different way because they want to run him back out there too early. Too early. And Jayden Daniels, he started out with a knee injury early on. I think he came back too early from that. When he came back, I was like, for real? And he went in and then he went right back out with I think it was an elbow injury.
He dislocated his elbow. I mean, the game was essentially over. There was no reason for him to be in that game, and he dislocated his elbow because Dan Quinn is not a good head coach.
Yep. And then he came back and they said one more time. one more time,
one more game,
and there he is, back
You know
on the
what this
ground.
reminds me of? Carolina with Cam Newton. They knew Ron Rivera knew his shoulder was messed up. You all knew his shoulder was messed up.
Yes.
He shouldn't have been playing with that messed up shoulder. But Ron Rivera was like, I'm not trying to get fired. You better try it out there and win me a game or two. And being football players, man, being a football player, something up here is like there's like a detachment in your brain where you enjoy being hit by another 300-pound man, and they're gonna go out there. The job of the coach is say, no, you're not.
Yep.
And you should sit down. They should have been like, what's Jayden gonna do? Yeah, coach, I'm not gonna play. The culture of football and the way they're wired is not gonna let them say no. And it's your job as the head coach to say no. Sit down and stop talking. And Dan Quinn should be fired for this. This is malpractice. Him and Adam Peters should be held accountable for this. This is your future. This is your cornerstone. This is the person who changed your team around in less than in a year.
Right.
This year should have been another step for them.
Mm-hmm.
But malpractice once again.
Well, you want me to tell you who's smart first? Lamar Jackson. Because when he was injured, he said, I ain't coming back until I'm ready. Yeah. And fans were like, oh, he's faking it. He just want his money. He's doing this. No, we saw what happened to RG3 when he came back on that horrible field, and he wasn't the same ever since. And if Lamar would have did that, then it'd have been like, Lamar was stupid. He knew he was hurt. Like, Lamar just can't win, even with his own fan base.
RG3, one step. He stepped left wrong. His entire knee just poof right there.
And people forget, he was killing the Seahawks in that game.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was killing everybody that year. Everyone was like, oh my God. Washington was correct in trading up because Washington didn't have the second pick. The Rams did. And they traded up for him. And it would have been the greatest trade of all time if he panned out in Washington. One of the great trade dubs. But boom, after a year, and then guess what happened? They gave Mike Shanahan a little sliver, and he moved on to the quarterback he really wanted, Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Because the Shanahans didn't like him. They gave him a little sliver.
If that organization was really trying to protect their investment, their first round pick, they would not have let the Shanahans draft another quarterback. And if they did, you either make it very clear you have one quarterback on the team, and that's RG3, or you just fire them. You say, hey, you don't like RG3, then sorry, we just drafted him, and he's our quarterback, and we're going to hire a quarterback that's going to make it work. And they doubled down by bringing in Jay Gruden after the Shanahans got fired, who also didn't have RG3's back. He didn't want any parts of him. You have to bring in coaches with the clear understanding, this is your quarterback. Can you work with him or not? No, then you're not the candidate.
Have a nice day.
Right.
Yes.
You know what's crazy about that team? What's crazy about that team is they had Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, and
Sean McVay.
Yeah, on that coaching staff.
Mm-hmm. And Mike LaFleur and Bobby Skolwick.
Yeah, all that coaching talent on one team, and we stuck with Todd Monken.
Right. Well, Harbaugh's sister knew Todd Monken.
Right.
He's a good guy.
That's how you got this job. So straight to Todd Monken, he ain't do nothing to y'all this morning.
No, he's not. He's not a horrible offensive coordinator. But just looking at these other coaches, what they surrounded RG3 with, all these coaches that became head coaches and offensive innovators. We have a guy that's in his late 60s, still trying to figure out what he want to do. Still don't know that we need to run the ball to win games. But yet and still, you got Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, and all them just out here doing miraculous things with any quarterback that they put in. I mean, Kyle Shanahan turned around Baker Mayfield. Like, it's crazy what coaching can do and how it makes a difference in games, even though they don't step on the field and play.
Yeah. Like I said, at this point, I'm taking a week at a time. We're going to have a lot to discuss this offseason. All right. One way or another, we're going to have a lot to discuss. But we're going to lock in on this week, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as fans, we can look ahead, but I'm not doing that.
Oh, Mike McDaniel was on the roster. So it was Raheem Morris.
Yep, Mike McDaniel was one of the
And Raheem Morris.
Bruh.
Yep.
They had Raheem, Mike, Matt, Sean, Kyle, probably
Bobby.
a Kubiak. Someone was there. I don't know. Yeah, I think Bobby was an offensive analyst. And then they went to Houston. Then in Houston, Kyle brought in Robert Saleh, Bobby, and then two of they're just all connected. And sometimes I guess nepotism in a sense works because they're just football guys and they try to innovate football. Guess what? Guess you know who's one of the top head coaching candidates in this next offseason? Clint Kubiak in Seattle.
Yeah.
And it's him and Jeff Hafley of Green Bay. They're the two guys that people want. Clint, there's a team in New York that wears blue that really needs you, Clint.
I'll say this before we get out of here. You had a lot of coaching talent there. They went on to different teams, had a lot of success. All those coaches went in different directions. And you know the one person none of them ever picked up? Kirk Cousins. I'll just leave that there. None of them ever went on and said, we got to bring Kirk Cousins over here. None of them.
What Raheem did.
Oh, well, yeah. In
Atlanta.
Yeah.
No, that was out of necessity.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Kevin O'Connell inherited him when they fired Mike Zimmer, so Kevin O'Connell doesn't count. He's a part of Sean's thing. But yeah, because why do you think Washington never signed him? They're like, well, okay, we'll franchise tag you. It's fine with us because we know what you are. You're a guy that's going to give me 10 wins, but you're not a guy who's going to win. Like I know what you are. Like,
shout
I know
out
what
to
you
Deanna
are.
for being a 2-month member. Says we have no choice but to lock in. If things don't change for the Ravens, Harbaugh needs to go. He needs to go now, ma'am.
Even if things do change.
I don't care if he wins a Super Bowl. I'm dead serious. I know for a lot of people that'll change their opinion about him. I would wish him well, and I really hope that he would just ride off to the sunset with that Super Bowl victory. But he should not be back here under any circumstances next year.
Facts. Listen, there is a pristine, premium job at Michigan, just waiting for him to take over.
Yep.
Facts. All right, y'all. We gotta get out of here. I gotta get to work. 150 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new here, if it's your first time in here, or you just been lingering, now's the time to hit the subscribe button on both channels. There are 2 channels working here, 3 channels actually, because Ferris is here. But Lunch Break, Hot Take, and Roll Pod. If you're watching it on either channel, hit the subscribe button. Go over to the other channel, hit the subscribe button. Good Friends, Better Rivals. That's Ferris's channel. Mm-hmm. Hit the subscribe button over there. All right. And not tonight. Well, on Coach's channel, Sip to Tally Films. You can see me tonight for the Ravens Roundup, and then tomorrow we'll be back here tomorrow morning, and then the LBHT show. Myself and Rodney. Sometimes Ferris and Hendo make appearances. Depending on their schedule. I feel like B is going to guilt Hendo into making an appearance. He took some time off of work.
I just got off this job, man. Thank goodness gracious.
Hey, take it up with your coworker. B hit me up yesterday. It was like, I did not see Hendo clock in. Where is he?
I was tired.
I hear you, man.
2 jobs is kicking my butt.
I hear that, man. You working hard. Ferris is working hard as well. It's like 4:00 for Ferris over there. All right. So appreciate you hanging out with us. Appreciate everybody else. Have a great day. Stay warm out there, and we will see you next time.
I root for you, Baltimore. Remember that.
Peace.